Just use this one. Oh, it's on. Oh, thank you. Yes. They tell me in order to live like a king, you need to work like a slave. Oh, I beg to differ. In order to live like a king, don't work like a slave, but work like a king, because working is living. When you work, you say you're earning a living. So how can you live like a king when you're working receiving peanuts? For you who works like a slave, works for nothing. And you who works like a king is the one who's deciding what to do and when to do what. A slave has to be told, hey, you do that. A king has to be told, they will do that. So let the slave do their part. But your majesty, a king's life is not that rosy because you're enslaved by expectation. Your kingdom relies on you and the greatness of your action. So in order to live like a king, you need to think like a slave. Visualize the approval of your slaves. See what you decide, and what you decide is what you behave and how they behave when you decide what you decide when you're deciding the behavior of your behavior. In order to live like a king, you need to think like a slave. Wear the shoes of your subjects to see how they behave. In order to be a king, you need to think like a slave, working for a king. Visualize your approval for each and everything that the king decides, and the misfortunes you bring and the fortunes that are being escorted to his wing. Yes, I say it is wing because the king doesn't rule the whole kingdom. In order for slaves to remain slaves, they have to be given some little freedom. You know, something to lose if they choose to run like fools and turn against their masters. An illusion that proves who is who. And an illusion that proves who is who. And the dupes of their kingdom structure. An incentive, a bribe that will drive them to ignore what you deprive, making the most important thing for them to be the fact that they are still alive. Long live the king, but how long is long? No matter how short time is, you still say 2 seconds long. We bow before the king. Yes, we bow before the king because so now you're still the king. But if your rival takes over, we still bow before the king. When some say hail to the king, they mean to hell with the king. So be careful with what you tell you because you don't know what you mean. But your majesty, please listen to your finest advisor. In order to live like a king, move one step at a time like a king on a chessboard. I thank you.